we are going to register a user using Firebase. Okay, so let's go. I think we came over here, so we'll copy this and we will come over here and we'll paste this, and then we'll right click and say format document. So what they are doing is they are saying, and for this we need actually Firebase. So I'll come over here and I will say import Firebase from Firebase. Okay, so that part is done. Now this is showing some errors. So basically what it is doing is there's two things, which is error code and error message, which is not displayed anywhere, so that's why it's complaining. So what we will do is, instead of doing this, we will, let's just show it in an alert. So I'll say alert unable, oh sorry, unable to register user, and there will be a reason for it, and that reason would be error.message message. Okay, so that is the error that is the thing that we'll actually get. Then why is this complaining? So if we come over here and see, email is not defined and password is not defined. Okay, so why is this complaining? Because this should be this.email and this should be this.password. Okay, so we'll save that, and it's still showing two errors. So we will come, email is not defined, register view 76 and 7, 76 and 7. Oh, this part. Okay, so save that, everything looks good. So at this point they actually create the user with email and password, and then they catch the error. So basically what is happening over here is they are saying Firebase, go to your authentication and then create a user with this email and this password, and if there is an error, then show that there's an error. The documentation is not that good. They should actually show .then also. So this is a promise that when a user and email is successful, at that point it basically returns a user, and that user, when it gets created, then we want to do some things. If there is an error, then we'll actually show that. Okay, so if the user is there, then we will actually say console.log, and we'll say user.user. Let's actually just log this user.user and then see what happens. So we'll say console.log user.user and see what happens, and if we are actually able to get the user. So we will go to our project over here, and in the authentication we will actually go to sign in methods and email and password, and we will just click enable. So now email and password is enabled for us. There is no user right now because nobody has registered. So this will come over here, get the email, get the password, and then register the user, and then log it in our console application. So we'll come over here and we will actually clear the console, and then come over here, and then we will click on register, and then we'll say Ashish, and this. Okay, so they both match, and then I will click on register, and it actually got the email, and then it actually gave us some big object which has an ID. I think this is the ID, and these are the different values. We can see that the email is correct, which is this, and then let's actually go to our thing over here, and then we will actually refresh, and then we'll say, oh, we can see that this is there, and then the user ID is WSR or something like that. So let's see if we can see WSR somewhere. WSR is the user ID. So we get a user, we get a user ID, and we get a bunch of different things. The display name is null, We probably should take the name that a person has added and add it in the display name and some other stuff. We can also see that the email is not verified over there. We can probably have some other things doing that. Okay, so we have successfully, this is actually great. We have actually successfully logged in and successfully registered a user. So after registering a user, we probably should clean all these values and clear it up. But let's actually implement the login part also. So login, if we go to the documentation, we can actually copy this documentation from here, and then let's go to our login page. And in the login page, we have these two things. We don't need that. And then we'll just paste it, right click, format the document. So we have our this, and then we can actually say alert and unable to log in. Plus error dot message. Okay, so a person will try to log in and stuff, and then I think this will also get us a user, and so we'll just say console.log, and we'll say user.user. Okay, so it's saying 5 errors. First thing is that we actually did not get the import Firebase from Firebase. Okay, so that is one thing which is there, and this should be this dot email, and this should be this dot password, and we should remove this part. Okay, so all of that is done. We save this, and it is still giving us errors. So let's go and see what the errors are. So let's go to login. Oh, there is no error. Okay. Oh, this is coming all the way down. So we'll say right click, and we'll say format the document. Does that, we'll save it. Everything looks good, wonderful, no warnings, no errors, everything is wonderful. Okay, so that is good. So we just registered a user, which actually is showing up over there. Let's actually try to log in. So let's go to over here, and we'll say this is the email address. And we'll click on login. It actually did not show us anything, but if we come over here, function F12, oh, it's not showing. Oh, it's doing the form thing. Oh, okay. So basically, we'll come over here, and I think this is the login. So why is this not logging in and showing us? Oh, that's because this user should be inside here. Okay, so I think like it's already logged in since we are over here. So I'll click on login, and I'll say this, and I'll try to log in, and I will see function F12 still showing me that. I don't know why. We'll actually fix that part, but our login is basically working. Otherwise it would have actually shown us that the user is not logged in. So now what we have to do is, once we are logged in, then we have to do some router magic. So instead of going to this page, we are actually going to our logged in page. So if we are already logged in and we click on login, it should take us to dashboard page. If we are already logged in and we click on the register, it should take us to the dashboard page, right? So we need to actually do that and do some router magic. So that we will do in the next video.